After over a decade day trading in the market, I boiled down really three main reasons why you have losing streaks in the market. And understanding these three reasons can help you to reduce having them. And I'm going to give you a simple strategy technique that you can do to greatly reduce losing streaks in your strategy. Now, of course, that's not financial advice, but let's dive into it. So, I remember a time where I was winning trade after trade after trade. This was a few years into my trading journey. And I remember waking up and it was like every single trade I was placing was winning and winning and winning. And I was on cloud nine. And if you've ever had that feeling before of everything just winning, you feel incredible on top of the moon until one day I had my first loss. And I was thinking to myself, okay, that first loss is okay. There's nothing major. I still was doing really well for the month. And then loss one turned into two, turned into three, then four, then five. And very quickly, I found myself having a losing streak. But not just any losing streak, a big one. And it was so big that it wiped out every single percentage gain I had. And not only was the month negative, but I was on my way to losing quite a bit of percentage returns on my account. And the reason why is because I was stuck in this losing streak and I didn't understand the three reasons why. And why it happened to me was actually the third reason, but let's get into that last. So, first reason that I boiled down is one is just natural. What is natural meaning? With your strategy, like we talk about all the time, your strategy is going to have two things that makes it very important. The first thing that your strategy has that makes it incredibly important is going to be this thing that we call a win rate, and then the other thing that we call a risk to reward. These two things in conjunction, it lets you know how profitable your strategy is, right? So if you have a 50% win rate, but only a 1 to 2 risk to reward, over time, you're just going to be break even. So we need to make sure that these two numbers, that they go very well together, that they complement each other so that we understand, A, is the strategy profitable? And if you don't understand that, go watch the profit factor video I made and it outlines that perfectly. But A, is this strategy actually profitable? And if it is, then guess what? Because we have a win rate, right? Let's just say the win rate is 30%, which is a good win rate, right? Depending on what your risk to reward is. But let's just say we have a 30% win rate. With these numbers, that means that out of 10 trades, you're losing seven, winning three. So with that winning seven, losing three out of 10, that means that out of 10 trades, naturally, we are going to lose seven trades. And over the span of 100 trades, naturally, we're going to lose around 70 trades. In other words, our strategy has a natural losing streak. Because if you saw the video on the numbers game, you know that wins come randomly. So when we're talking about a win rate of 30%, so let's visualize this. So let's say we have our first win, right? A circle, and then we have loss, number one actually. Right? In this scenario, we only have three wins, circles, and we have seven losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This can literally be a 30% win rate. But if you're looking at this, you're thinking that these span of trades here and here, the seven losing trades in a row, you think that's a losing streak. You may think if you're new to trading or you just don't have experience navigating a losing streak, you may think that, man, I'm having a losing streak. I'm not doing something right. When in reality, you're doing exactly what you should do because that's a natural part of your strategy. That's why you have a win rate because nobody in trading makes 100% of their trades. So understanding that the first type of losing streak is natural, you cannot prevent it, and don't think that just because you're having a losing streak means you're doing something wrong. It could mean you're doing something perfectly right. But it's important to understand which one you fall to. Second one is going to be market cycle. So what do I mean by the market cycle? So first, it can just be market conditions in general, right? This can be things like payroll coming out, non-farm payroll, which is one of the biggest economic data points that comes out that skews the market like crazy. This can be interest rate decisions from the Federal Reserve. This can be so many different things that come out that influence the market in terms of news, whether it's scheduled news, like I mentioned, or whether it's geopolitical events that may be occurring on, like Russia, Ukraine, whatever it may be. But there's always going to be market news that causes your strategy to not perform like it should or like it usually would, according to your win rate risk reward. And when that happens in that losing streak, typically the thing that you want to do is stop, boom, is stop trading immediately, because there are market conditions happening that you did not test for. So you have no idea how your strategy, or better yet, your system, will be able to perform in that condition. And then the second part to this is going to be cycle. So we all know that the market has cycles, whether it's if I can write it down here, let's do it. Whether it's going to be a bull cycle, consolidation. I hope I'm spelling this right. If this doesn't look right for spelling, I'm a trader, I'm not a speller, right? But let's go on to the last one. Or it can be a bear. And these are the different cycles that you have in the market. Bull is going to be an uptrend. Consolidation is going to be kind of that back and forth zigzag. Price is not really going anywhere. And bear market is going to be the market trending down. So depending on what your strategy calls for, your strategy may be great in a bull market, terrible in consolidation. It could be great in consolidation, but awful in a bear or bull run. So depending on your strategy, where it does best, the actual cycle that the market is in could impact whether you're having a losing streak or not. And again, this doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. But on the same note, I would stop trading until the optimal conditions come back into the market. So if I know my strategy performs best in a bull market, I'm gonna wait until the market shifts back into a bull market. Or if my strategy is like a grid martingale strategy where I'm really trying to have my strategy stay within certain price points, then I'll wait until the market starts to consolidate again. Understanding the market and the cycle is incredibly important to know what type of losing streak you're in, why you're in it, and how you can combat that. Again, typically anything in losing streak number 2, immediately stop trading until the conditions get more favorable. So we've been over number 1, which is natural, number 2, which is the market or the cycle, and number 3 is the one that most traders experience. And believe it or not, 1 and 2 are typically not the reasons why traders blow their account. Typically is because of number 3. And I've fallen victim to number 3, along with so many other traders. And the reason why number 3 is the biggest cause of losing streaks, in my opinion, is going to be simply you. Right? So it's not natural, it's not market cycle, it's not anything that is something that you cannot prevent. And the thing about you as a person, right? We have something called human nature. And that human nature is going to be things like emotion, being upset when you lose, being happy when you win, being happy when you're complimented, being upset when somebody criticizes you. This is human nature. And when you're trading, that human nature comes into trading. So the reason why that's so detrimental, and if you watch this channel, you understand, but the emotions that you have in trading lose you money. The more emotions you have, the more losses you have, because you start to do things like hesitating, you start to do things like over trading, and a whole host of negative emotions, which lose you money. And the thing about losing is losing makes you emotional, and you're going to want to make that loss back. You're going to want to win that money back, or you're going to become risk averse. And all of those things cause a small losing streak to turn into an even larger a small losing streak to turn into an even bigger losing streak, and a bigger losing streak, and a bigger losing streak, until you, as the trader, what should have been a natural losing streak of 7 trades may turn into a losing streak, say 23 trades. Because why not? Right? Or if 23, you say, oh, RD, nobody can do 23 in a row losing trades. Okay, well, let's do 15. The point of the story is, because of yourself, your emotions in the market, what should have been a losing streak of 7 turns into a losing streak of 15, 23 trades, on and on and on, maybe a few wins here or there, until eventually your whole account is gone. Your funded account is gone, you failed your challenge, and you have to start over again just to fall victim of the same thing that blew your account the first time, which is you. And the moment that you understand that truly you are your greatest enemy in trading is the moment when you can really start to adjust your trading to profitability. Now, you may ask yourself, well, Artie, look, you gave me the three ways, right? I understand the different types of losing streaks in the market, why they occur. How can you fix it? How can we combat it? And if you know this channel, you understand that the thing that I swear by, and I'm gonna switch up the color just to denote importance here. But the things that I absolutely stand by is going to be, if I can draw it down here, yep, is a system. And the reason why a system is so important is because a system is going to take your strategy and is going to apply different things around it so that it can be more secure in the open market. So you can flawlessly and consistently execute your strategy and take you out of the equation as much as you possibly can, because we know that this is one of, if not the greatest cause of losing streaks, and one of the main reasons why so many traders blow their accounts. When you trade a strategy, you're always going to be open to this risk. Even seasoned traders that trade for a long time, they still fall victim of this because it's human nature. And if you fall off the ball, whether it's in your personal life or trading life, and you become emotional, and you try to win, you try to revenge trade, whatever, your losing streak is going to go out of control. That's why I like to take myself out of trading as much as I possibly can and have a systematic approach when it comes to it. So if you're interested in understanding how to build a system, how to build your system that is specific and unique to you, look, definitely check out the YouTube videos. Stay updated in the Discord below, because I love to teach traders exactly how to create their own system in the market. But look, if you've gotten this far, then obviously you're very interested in trading. You have a deep interest in trading, and you understand that losing streaks, although it's common in trading, it doesn't have to be as deep of losing streaks as you've probably been experiencing. So my advice is get your strategy that's a winner, and turn that strategy into a system so that you are taken out of trading as much as you possibly can so that you can profit as much as you can with your current strategy and reduce these losing streaks so you can have more winning days. This is Artie Trades, and I'm out.